How do y'all feel about Andre Berto versus Devin Alexander? If I'm correct, Andre Berto hasn't fought. I was at this fight when he fought Sean Porter. Let's go look at his career real quick. For those of you who don't know, it's likely that Andre Berto is going to be taking on Devin Alexander on the undercard of Mikey Garcia, WBC 135-pound champion, versus Robert Easter, WIBF 135-pound champion. Andre Berto is 31-5 with 24 KOs. He is 34 years old, to be 35 in September. Last fight was over a year ago when he fought Sean Porter. I was at this card. Then before that, he had that win over Victor Ortiz, avenging his loss. Before that, he had the money grab, or what he called the harvest, against Floyd Mayweather in Floyd Mayweather's lowest pay-per-view outing, correct? Well, his lowest Showtime pay-per-view outing, I'm pretty sure of that, in regards to pay-per-view buys. Jose Gito Lopez. This was PBC on Fox. I remember this was his comeback fight, Steve Upshur Chambers. I interviewed Upshur Chambers before the fight. Soto Carras, Robert Guerrero. This was a very big fight, gatekeeper fight. This was when Andre Berto had got the moniker of the Mayweather WBC gatekeeper. You know, you fight Andre Berto, you get a WBC title shot. Look at Sean Porter. Look at Robert Guerrero. Look at Victor Ortiz. And then this was the time where he was being built up on HBO, you know, and HBO at the time wasn't too keen of these type of matchups. The Luis Collazo fight was also a very good one, too. So, you know, he's had a pretty nice career if you look at the names, you know, that are on there. But one thing I am glad is that if it is true that the fight is going to happen, which is like it likely is because he is in training. If you know, he does fight, I'm glad that he's embraced the role that right now, bro, if you're going to fight, nobody wants to see you in the headline. You know, you got to work your way back up, you know. Andre Berto's not a name that really rings bells. He's always been known to be in great shape, though. This is from June the 9th. This is from June the 9th. So, you know, the winner of him versus Devin Alexander, if you look at it, kind of like Brandon Rios versus Victor Ortiz. You know, it's kind of like a career match a little bit, right? Because where does the loser of Devin Alexander versus Andre Berto go? Yeah, they can stick around. You know, but we're at the era of where these guys, you know, from even the guys at the top, I'm talking about the older 147-pounders that have been around for some time, the Danny Garcias, the Sean Porters, you know, the Keith Thurmans, the Danny, the Devin Alexanders, the Andre Bertos. These guys now are at a point where they all got to fight each other, and they're eliminating each other. I don't count Errol Spence because he's kind of on the younger end of things. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the winner of Andre Berto, Devin Alexander, gets fed to Errol Spence. I wouldn't be surprised. But if I was to pick who has the better chance to win this fight, I would say Devin Alexander over Andre Berto. Just my personal opinion. I don't know. You know, I don't know. This is one of those fights. It's kind of like 50-50. Because it's like, okay, all right, Andre Berto and Devin Alexander fighting. Damn. 4 years ago, this would have been a Showtime. You know, this would have been a super major fight, right? Devin Alexander was having some drug issues, but he got his shit back together, which is cool. You know, a lot of people felt this draw against Victor Ortiz. I don't even want to say it anymore. I hate talking about it. So I'm just going to say that I didn't watch the fight on Fight Night. I had to watch it several weeks later. And I think that Devin Alexander won the fight. Remember his fight with Aaron Martinez. Lost the Amir Khan fight. If this fight would have been 12 rounds, I don't know. He was slowing down. So the Carras was laying hands on him. I covered this fight. Sean Porter. Randall Bailey got that win over McDonough when McDonough was still searching his career out. Split decision. A lot of people felt that Lucas Matisse won this fight. This was built up as being a big HBO fight at the time. It just was a nasty, nasty fight. Him, Andre Berto versus both fought Urango. So if it was to happen, it's going to happen on July the 28th. You know, none of these dates are set in stone yet. For example, Daniel Garcia versus Sean Porter is supposed to be on August the 25th. Devin Alexander, Andre Berto is supposed to be on July the 28th on Mikey Garcia versus Robert Easter undercard. And Brandon Rios and Victor Ortiz will have their own card, something on August the 4th in Texas. We'll see. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. Please subscribe.